everybody. I'm so excited today. This has been one in the books, just in the making. Welcome to the powerhouses of the global corporate stage. I am so honored to have this individual here today, Joe Rodriguez. You all may have seen him on TikTok and just sharing all of the tools, all of his effectiveness on how you can go viral, what's needed, how you can make money on TikTok. We are going to answer all of these questions, and you already know he is a true powerhouse. A powerhouse is someone who is dynamic, effective, and unstoppable in achieving success. So, Joe, welcome to the podcast. How are you doing?
Welcome. Good morning. How are you? I'm good.
I am doing wonderful, wonderful. So, can you give everyone a quick rundown? I have had the honor of meeting you. I don't even know how we connected with each other. I just think we just, met and we like went live together. It was a great show. How are things going with you?
I think we met on TikTok live because I was like
Yes.
reading this book, I think. Don't believe everything you think. Because I go on live because my TikTok is meant to help creators and become better at what they do. Because we get into this space and creators get into a space where they're like, am I doing it wrong? Or I'm not making money right now. What am I doing? And it's all a mindset thing, um, and when you can get your mindset right, you're going to be able to accomplish anything that you set your mind to, and you're going to become a powerhouse. And it might take a little bit of time, but it's all about what's inside. If you can control what's inside, then the outside becomes vibrant. And your mic is off.
Yeah, thank
There you
you. I was saying you were giving me a bit of a rundown about how you got started with TikTok and how this all came about. So, the number one question people are asking themselves, like, how do I become a TikTok influencer? And what I have loved about you is you're not just like going crazy on TikTok. You are dominating LinkedIn, you doing more with YouTube. Like, so how does someone become getting started like with followers? They're like, look, I only got 2 followers today and I'm trying to get better. Like, what is your tips so that way they can become better and more effective?
So what I would say is two things. Make sure that whenever you're scrolling on TikTok, scroll with ideas of what you want people to know you as. So go look at the people in your niche and what they do. That way you can get ideas. You can look at the comments and start to engage with people. And on top of that, if you follow those people, if they have a live stream and they have a bunch of people, then you go into the live stream, start communicating with people. This is how I grow accounts very, very fast. And that's all it takes is you go into a live stream and just engage with people. Tell them I don't say I followed because that's something you can't say in there. Just say I got you. And as an extra bit of advice, and I always tell people like, if you have a job, keep your job until you can really afford to do it by yourself. Because if you have a job, you could put like $20 to $100 aside every month and start gifting people in these live streams. Because this is my key is like, if you can make yourself visible, how can you make yourself visible in a live stream? The best way is different ways in the live stream. There's a little area right there where people put a gift box. If you go and spend $8 on a gift, you're going to have visibility for 3 hours. If there's 500 people in that live stream, you are going to get pushed out to all those people. And those people, if they see you at the top, they're going to start following you. And then if you send regular gifts, even though you put stuff in there, you still get at the top of the friends list of the live. So the people in the live, they're going to go to that list and then they start following you back. And I grew my second account that way to about 1,000 followers within 3 days doing that. And I only spent $8. I only spent eight
Mm.
dollars
So
on.
you spent $8 once, or you just kept spending $8 like for each live?
I spent $8 once, and
Mm,
then the other lives I still had because I put like $10 in the account, and then I spent
mm,
the rest on just sending roses and staying visible at the top. And
yeah.
I was able to get 1,000 followers over 3 days, and now it's at like 2,100 or something like that. But
Wow.
it's still cool because I was able to unlock TikTok Shop at about 2,000 or 1,800 followers. And the way that you do that, since people are always asking, like, how do I become a TikTok influencer? Do
Yeah.
that, like, do the live streams. And then once you get to 1,000 followers, start posting on TikTok about you wanting to be in the TikTok Shop program. And when you do this
Mhm,
for 3 to 4 days, TikTok's gonna unlock TikTok Shop for you with just 1,000 followers or more. That's
mm.
how I
So you
unlock.
don't have to wait to 10,000, because
You
I've,
don't
like,
have to wait
seen
till
people who were like, "Oh my god, I gotta get to 10K," like, and so they'll do the picture, they'll do the
yeah,
posting because they feel like they have to get it. And I think this is so insightful because so many people are trying to get on TikTok, but they just really don't know how.
yeah. Exactly. And that's the way that you do it. I've done it that way for a few different people. And all you do is say, hey, I'm trying to get to 5,000 followers so I can start work with
Mhm.
TikTok Shop. Buy a product from TikTok Shop and then talk about it. Hey, I got this product from TikTok Shop. Look what it does. Boom. And the more you do that, the easier it's going to be to get into TikTok Shop. And even with that being said, like for instance, I bought um this product right here. Where is it? It's one of these. Oh, I bought this product right here from Anchor. It's called the Anchor 622. And it goes onto the back of your phone. It just snaps on, right? And I started posting about it on my page that has like 20,000 followers. And the company reached out to me and was like, hey, we're going to start running ads on your page. Can you send us the ad code? So I was like, okay, cool. But can you guys pay me $100 a month? Because I'm gonna put out like 20 to 30 videos a month for y'all. I put out
Yeah.
150 a month for each client of mine.
Wow.
Because it's all about mass producing. If you can mass
Yeah.
produce, around the fifth time somebody sees you, they're gonna want to buy from you. Uh,
Yeah.
so if a creator or somebody's trying to get started and they're like, hey, how can I become a TikTok influencer?
Mhm.
Do all the steps I said, and then if you want to start getting paid and get more followers at the same time or get more engagement,
Mhm.
get a product, reach out to the brand and say, "Hey, I got this. I did this video." And they're going to run ads on it. And then now you're not going
Yeah.
to have to pay no money to actually get
Yeah.
visibility on your page. I'm
Yes,
getting 40,000.
absolutely.
Yeah, like
Because you're using them. Like, I do that same thing with Restream. Like, I love Restream. This whole platform that I'm using, I went from just Zoom and it was wonky, but then I got on Restream and I'm like, Restream, guys, Restream, LinkedIn. And then that's when you get invited to the parties and those exclusive events because you're doing the little things that
yeah,
other people just aren't doing. So I want to know, like, you mentioned about like if you were in corporate, because this podcast is dedicated to those of us who are in corporate, whether we're in corporate Spain, corporate Greece, corporate Dubai. And a lot of people are seeing people like us and other people, and they're like, $1,000 in 15 minutes. And they're like, okay, well, I don't even make that in a month at my corporate job. And so I want to understand, because you were at a great career and I was a former Facebook employee. So people are like, okay, well, why would you leave those jobs to do these things full time? So could you help to give people a little bit about your journey, some of the things that you had to do to get here? Because I think people see all of the people, the Mr. Beats and all of those other worlds, not recognizing that it took them 13 years to get the spotlight that they have now. And it took you a while to get to your 30,000 plus followers that you have on TikTok.
Yeah. So the way that I got where I'm at is because marketing teams don't like creators. They don't understand that a creator is a marketing team like a Swiss Army knife. So that's the thing is marketing teams. Every time I go into a meeting with somebody that's trying to hire me to consult them, the marketing team gets upset. I had a meeting maybe about a month ago, and the marketing team was being very rude to me. And I was holding my composure. I was being nice, and I'm like, look, I'm not trying to take anybody's job, you know. So that's the thing is I had worked with somebody, and it was in the medical field, and their marketing team didn't like that I was bringing more money with just TikTok and YouTube, and they got mad because they handled Facebook and they handled Instagram and the website, whatever. And I came on and I was like, hey, YouTube is good. And my daughter said that she has like 10,000 views on each one of her TikToks. So let me get you on TikTok. And he was like, do whatever you got to do. So I got him on TikTok, and I didn't tell him
Hold
that
on,
I had
wait,
him.
press pause. I don't want to go over the fact that you said that your daughter got you on TikTok. That is so cool.
Yeah,
Like that the generation now is helping to transcend us. So
yep.
that's really great that you're not only a TikTok influencer, but you're a father and a husband too.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like I follow what my daughter tells me. Like she told me to start doing YouTube, and that changed my whole life because I was a photographer. And then I ended up doing video, and then I started working with the San Antonio Spurs doing video for them. Um, so yeah, and then I started to realize like people with money, they're not what it all what you think it is from the outside in until you see them and you're talking to them, and then you realize they're just a normal person. They just have a bunch of more responsibilities, and some of them they have money, but they don't care about those responsibilities. They just do whatever they want, and then they don't care about anybody around them. That if they start losing money, everybody around them starts losing money, you know? And that's what happened with like this company. I was like, okay, so the marketing team didn't like me. They tried to out me by shutting down the DMs. So then I found somebody at TikTok. I went, I meditated, I figured out where to go. I went to VidCon, and it just so happened that the universe had TikTok hosting
Yeah,
VidCon that
so
year.
I don't wanna, like, skip over that part. What is VidCon? For those of us who do not know about what is VidCon, the importance of VidCon, and how it really helped you in getting you to understand a bit more about this world as a creator, because being in the medical field to being full-time TikTok influencer, being invited on lives, on podcasts, like, that's a complete game changer. So what is VidCon?
So VidCon is basically a hub for social media. And then it just so happened after the pandemic that all the legacy media started realizing that they were going out, so they needed to go and piggyback on social media. So then they created the TikTok one, but you go there and you go sit in conferences and you learn from everybody. I learned from Mr. Beast and from his team. I learned from the owner of Facebook. I talked with a bunch of people at Facebook when I was there. I just nobody contacted me like they did with TikTok, and I was getting the same connections of TikTok and Facebook and YouTube and all of that at the same time, but TikTok stuck, and they are cool with me. Like now I'm a creator consultant, and I'm also a creator network on TikTok. So I'm a live creator network where I get creators and I teach them everything that I learn, because every day I have something new that I learn from TikTok because I'm in the discords with them. And then whenever we have like different things going on throughout the month, we will have like 5 days back to back where we learn about what's coming to TikTok. That's why when people are saying, is TikTok going? I'm like, no, man, we have meetings scheduled out until July. Like,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like, so there's things already in place, and they said they're putting 400 to 500 billion into creators within the next 2 years.
Right,
And if you
right.
think about it,
Because they want people on their platform. I think one of the greatest things that you said, and I don't wanna, like, skim over this, is the fact that you took the initiative. Like, a lot of people wanna know, like, how can I become a TikTok influencer or these other influencers? But you took the initiative. You went to the conferences. You surrounded yourself with the people. You weren't afraid. And you said like you were talking to Facebook people. I think one part that people forget, like when I worked at Facebook, is we are just people. We're literally the people who run Restream, the people who run Calendly, Facebook, YouTube, they're all just people. We're regular people. Google, you love Google and you're like, oh my God, I got to Google this. Like, it's literally regular people who look like me and you who
yeah,
are running these platforms that just are everyday people. We're a little bit of nerds, but like, we're just
yeah,
everyday people. And I think that's incredible, like for you to say that you are a powerhouse. And you all know a powerhouse is someone who is dynamic, effective, and unstoppable in achieving success. And you really went after it all. Like, and I just want to applaud you for that because so many people don't. Like, they see you and they're like, oh my God, he has over 30,000 followers. I can't ever get to that. But you went after it. You're surrounding yourself. You're going to the conferences. You're not just going live. Like you said, you were in the conversations with people so you know more and you can be able to explain these things to us. So I do want to ask, like, what do you feel was the most difficult thing? Because these are corporate inspiration. These are people who are like, hey, I want to do this. I have a story to tell. I do believe I can do it, but I can't do it because of this. So, what have you felt has been the most difficult part about your journey? And like you said, you started in the pandemic. So, was this 4 years ago when you like made the transition? Like, you dive deeper a little bit on that?
so I started just a little bit before the pandemic, because I was just doing YouTube. And then whenever the pandemic came, um, I had told this doctor, like, hey, man, we need to be a little bit more, um, we need to give people insight and tell them that everything's going to be okay. Since you're a doctor, they're gonna trust you. So what we did was I was like, let's stream on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all three of those. So I did that. He had about 5,000 people coming to the live stream in 5 minutes, and we made him $1 million in that one day in pre-sales for people to come whenever the pandemic is over. Pre-sales. So that means people paid $500 to $1,000, and then some people paid the whole full amount, like 20,000, 40,000 for a procedure. And so then he was like, whoa, we need to do more live streams. And I was like, exactly, we got to do more. But I'm going to show you something. And I pulled up my phone and I was like, I got you 10,000 followers on TikTok. He was like, when did you do this? And I was like, I don't know. I've been working on it for about a month. And he was like, let's do it. Let's put ads on it. So then I put ads on it. And what I would say is the hardest thing for like getting into this is talking to people and like getting them to understand that you have worth, instead of just like everybody else that says they have worth and they don't. They're just going off of what somebody else said, or they're hiring somebody else, and then whenever 3 months comes, they're like, hey, where's all the stuff at? Like, what are we doing? Why do we spend this money? With me, um I've always had the thing is like, okay, I have all this stuff backing me, but then it's still like people want more and more and more. But I've begun to understand that it's the people that are in corporate that don't understand their spending. So in order for me to get people on board these days to understand that they can pay me my worth, I have to understand that their house isn't it's sort of like you're being a financial person, like you're getting a loan, like they're going to get a loan from you, because it's not so much that like, oh, they're just going to cut you off. You got to think about it long term. Like, are these people going to be able to pay you long term? Like at the beginning, when people come in, they have to run ads, and if they don't run ads at the beginning, then it's not going to work correctly. If it's
Right,
or
right.
paying for like gifts or whatever, if they can't at
Yeah.
least put $8 in, then it's not going to work, you know. But most of the businesses that I work with, um, they now since I had to reprogram my mind and read books and say, okay, I need to stop talking to these people because these people over here, they have beliefs, but they're not following their beliefs. Whenever I tell them that they're capable, and I tell them that this is going to happen, they always have self-doubt, even when I tell them something. And that's not the people to be around whenever somebody is doubting themselves, because it's contagious. And
Absolutely.
you need to be around
Absolutely.
people that elevate you and that tell you that you're worth it. And that's the key to being like a creator, is being around people that trust you and understand that you're going through something, but
Mhm.
you can get around it this way. You know,
Yeah,
person going
yeah.
through everything, because if you're like a creator, don't just stay on TikTok, go to YouTube.
Mhm.
Make sure that you create courses, make sure that you buy courses, make sure that you go to conferences. That has been the most game changing thing for me, is going to conferences. So like I
Mhm.
said, I spoke with TikTok, I spoke with Facebook people in person. And the way that I did that is I would wait until everything was done, the conference was done, and then I'd go right to the front. And every time that I would go to a conference, I would sit in the front. I would
Mhm.
never sit in the back.
Always.
Always sit in the front, because then first one to hop up, shake a hand. This is what I do.
Yeah.
And I have a metal business card, and I give that to people that are really,
Mhm.
really valuable. So
Yeah,
50
yeah, and
people in
that's
this.
more memorable too than the
Yeah.
paper ones. There's a guy who I met at a conference too, and I still have his metal business card because it's like a credit card, like, it's such memorable. So I love that. I love that your honesty, because a lot of times we don't speak about the challenges that come. Everybody's like, "Yeah, I made $5,000 today. I did this," but they don't talk about the challenges. And I think what I really want to be sure that we highlight for those of you all who are looking like, how do I become a TikTok influencer? What is a creator consultant? What are the strategies that I need? These things are encompassing. You have to go live. You need to be sure that you go to the conferences and know. You got to be willing to talk to people. There is incredible things that can happen through the power of collaboration. And so speaking of that, we always ask on the podcast, like, what is a quote that you are really empowered by right now in your season? We're ending 2024. Oh my God. And in 3 days, 2024 will be over and 2025 will be here. So, like, what's a quote that you have? I know that you are a reader. I think we just both bond on The Secret and
Yeah.
Rhonda Byrne. So, like, what's a quote that you have to inspire people today?
Um, do not let the behavior of others destroy your inner peace. And I think the Dalai Lama said that. And that's all it takes, is like, some people will try to get under your skin because they've done it before to others, and they keep trying to do it and do it and do it to others, after they've achieved doing it to others, someone else, and then if you don't give in, that's just something that the universe was trying to send your way to test you, to see if that next level up was there and ready for you. Because
Right,
you can't be ready for the next level if you didn't conquer that devil. You know what I'm saying?
right,
So
right,
uh,
right.
that's all it takes. Like, even now, I still go through a bunch of stuff in my mind. I'm successful, but I still go through things like other people,
Yeah.
and I still get people telling me like they don't trust me,
Yep.
they don't believe that the money is worth it, and it's like,
Mhm.
that's a certain subset of people. And what I
Mhm.
realize is that, like, the people that are gonna pay me the amount
Yeah.
that I've been getting paid or I need to be getting paid more now from what
Mhm.
TikTok said are the
Yeah,
people who control their finances, don't have
yeah,
overspending, don't go
yeah,
out all the time, put
yeah,
back into the business, understand that
mhm,
I am a write-off,
yeah,
you know?
mhm.
And
Because
that makes
they're
you
learning with you, they're doing the things with you. Yeah.
yep,
I love that. That's so empowering. I think based off of what you said today and everything that I'm learning more and more, even in my own journey of being a powerhouse, is don't wait until you know who you are to get started. And I think that's so crucial because
yep,
you didn't wait. Like, hey, you got started and then you learned. And then you got started more and then you learn more. Like your journey is so crucial because you're like, oh yeah, we were doing this, but then I learned about YouTube and then I learned about TikTok and then I learned about this conference and then I learned about this. And I think that's so important. Like, don't wait because so many times people will say this. They'll be like, oh, I'll wait till 2025. In 2025, it's going to be the best year ever. And then something happens. Oh, no, 2026. Just wait, just 2026. And so I think what I hope you all learn from the people who got over 100 job rejections to those who are Instagram software engineers to TikTok consultants is do not wait. He went to that conference, he meditated, he believed for things. I was like, I can make more money with Facebook than I can working for Facebook and leaving and being able to believe like there are people's stories out here that needs to be known. There's so many amazing people who I had not met yet. And I really truly believe it's because we didn't wait. Like we could have waited until we had the best mic and the best lighting, but we're like, nope, we got what we got. We're gonna get started. And I'm just so empowered by you and everything that you are doing. I think my final question that I have for you is what is something for 2025 that you are doing to better yourself, whether it's growing your channel, going to new conferences? Like, what is one thing for 2025 that you have that you're like, I'm going to be able to do, I'm excited about, that we can be able to, like, come back and then ask you questions about in 2025?
so in 2025, the thing that I'm going to be doing is teaching more instead of going into businesses and being their content creator. I'm just going to be teaching more and pushing my course out more because a lot of people they always ask me about stuff, and whenever I try to get on a call with them, sometimes it's like, oh, I'm at this office or I'm over here or I'm editing or whatever. And that's what I'm going to be doing next year. Mainly is just building my creators up and just teaching more, getting more people to buy into my course and then sell it. Because I believe that if people want to learn something, they should be able to make money off of it. So if they
Yes,
buy my course from
yes,
me, then I'm giving them 70% of what they're selling it for. So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
$100, they're going to make $70 off of it.
Mhm,
And if a creator, that's another way to make money is
mhm.
through another way through courses.
Yeah,
So go
yeah,
look at things online, and look at different courses. There's a bunch of them.
yeah.
What are they called?
It's so
MRR type of courses.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But mine are mainly just me talking and giving you guys insights from all of the notes that I get every day and from like clients. I did a video course the other day that's basically talking about everything that's in here, but a little
Right.
bit more. Like I add extra bonuses in there.
I love it. So then how can people get a chance to follow you, meet you, be able to understand more so that way they can be able to buy your courses? How can people connect with you?
So the way they can do that is by going over to at nine video marketing on TikTok and on Instagram, and then on LinkedIn, just look for me as Joe Rodriguez. And I'll be connected here with the YouTube, so y'all can go to my YouTube. I have a bunch of like my YouTube is motivational stuff. So all I do is do green screens over motivational things. So if it's like a motivational person, just any motivational person, and I feel like they said something motivational, I'll just react to it. And just so people they go over there and they get motivation instead of doom scrolling. Why not
Right,
doom scroll on
right.
something that's motivational?
I love that. I love that. So you all heard it here first on the powerhouses of the global corporate stage. Joe Rodriguez, TikTok consultant, powerhouse of all social media. If you are looking to learn more about how can you become a TikTok influencer and just overall in general, like social media strategist, please reach out to him. He will definitely help you. I personally have just benefited just by watching him. Like, I just love watching his views and, his videos and his passion that he has for it, especially with his reading of books. So, if you are like, look, I just want to be able to listen to some, I don't want to watch any dances on TikTok, definitely check out his channel. You will be inspired, you will be empowered. Thank you all so much for tuning into the powerhouses of the globe.